Hey friends, this is Tig in with another reaction video, and today we're going to be doing a reaction on this young lady who considers herself a stud, and she's talking about going back to dating men again. Now, if you don't know what a stud is, basically a stud is a woman that dates other women. They don't consider themselves men, but they dress and try to mimic men's behavior to attract other women that are lesbians. Sometimes they try to date straight women as well. It depends, right? Because sometimes a lot of these things can be pretty fluent. Because I have messed with and shortly dated lesbians before. Okay, now some people may argue and say, well, if you dated or had sex with these women, they probably either bi or they weren't lesbians at all. No, they consider themselves lesbians, right? But I guess I caught them at a certain situation where they were just in that mood to do something. Okay, I mean, just like this young lady right here, right? I mean, I'm sure most people consider her gay at some point, but now she's talking about going back to men. So a lot of people from the gay community probably don't like her saying these things, right? Because it gives the impression that, well, if you consider yourself gay, how can you start to mess with the opposite sex? Doesn't make any sense. So most likely they're gonna put her in some type of category, because I don't follow all that, because I'm straight, so I don't follow all that. I don't know all the names and categories for whatever this stuff is. I don't. So I'm sure they're gonna put her in some type of category because of what she's saying right now. Okay, but I found it very fascinating that now she feels like she should go back to dating men. It gives me the impression is she dated men before. But I guess a lot of gay people, they start off their lives dating, they trying the heterosexual lifestyle at the beginning because they think they're supposed to do that. But then eventually they figure out that they're gay, and then they eventually started dating the same sex. So I'm assuming that's the same thing that happened to her. I don't have any facts to back that up, but I'm getting the impression she has dated men before, because she does go into detail. I did watch a little bit at the beginning. She does go into details about how men treat women and the experience I think she had when she was messing with men at the time, before she realized she was a lesbian. But they call themselves studs though. So I'm not, like I said, I never understood the exact meaning of that, because I don't know exactly the category to put them in. I mean, are they women that just look like dudes? Or what is it? You know, but like I say, I never really explored it because I'm not gay, okay? So I never really explored that, and the terminologies that they use for whatever fit, whatever situation, I have no clue about, okay? But hopefully I'll learn a little bit more today, and I will be stopping and commenting. Now, if you notice, this is somebody else's YouTube channel, okay? And I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use their commentary or anything like that. The only reason why I'm on here is to hear this woman speak. Okay, so I just wanted you to know this, just in case, because some people might say, well, you use somebody else's. No, I mean, I am going to leave the link now, okay, of this channel, but I'm only going to use what she says, but not the guy, what he feels about it or his comments about it, anything like that. I've done this before, and don't seem to be a problem with that, because I just want to hear what she's saying and put my own commentary to this, okay? All right, and the reason why that is because I couldn't find it alone, or at least a good quality. This seemed like the best quality that I can find, so I'm going to use this, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos, okay? All right, let's get started.
What's up? I'm a stud. I like girls, but I think I'm finna start dating men. And let me tell you why. So I've been out here dating, and I just find that I date a lot of these femmes, and it seems like they looking for a parent instead of a partner, bro. Like,
now, see, this is the thing. They can mimic men, but they don't want to go through the headaches men do. And you can see that they got the capability of switching sides whenever they feel like it. If you notice this, right? I mean, I'm a man. If things don't work out for me, it just don't work out. I can't just switch sides, you know, because I'm not gay. I mean, if I was like bisexual, maybe you can make that argument, but I'm not. So I can't just switch sides. And most men don't. We have to deal with women because these are the people we are attracted to. So we just can't switch sides like this. But she can. She wants all the perks of being a man, a stud, but she don't want, the problems that come along with it. So instead of just dealing with the problem, she's the way she's talking, it seems that she want to switch sides now. Okay, but let's go ahead and continue.
Like, and I love spoiling my women. I love paying for stuff. I love taking them on dates and getting them flowers and make sure they're good in every way, make sure they're safe, opening the door for them, all that. I love that stuff. But it seems like I can't get any spoiling in return. Nobody wants to play that role. I'm getting girls flowers, taking them on these crazy dates, and them real good.
That's interesting too. I'm sorry to keep interrupting her, but years ago when I was younger, I went to a lesbian bar. It was a very popular bar in my area. So, and some dude told me about it. I remember we was watching a was it Holyfield and Tyson fight, and he was telling me about this lesbian bar. He said it was a bunch of beautiful women that went to this place, right? So I was curious. I wanted to go see it because I ran into a lot of lesbians during the time of some of my jobs or whatever, right? So I didn't have no big problem. So I went there to check it out. And I had a good time there. I ain't gonna lie, I had a good time. Okay, but all the only parts of that I saw during my time, my experience, is that studs will come there, they'll pick up girls, they'll have sex, because they had these little rooms where they can mess around or whatever. You don't see this, well, at least not the bars and stuff I went to, okay? In these straight bars, I never see any little backdoor rooms and all this kind of stuff. Probably in other states or whatever, maybe they exist, but I never been to one until I went to this lesbian bar. They had a back room where you can do whatever you want to back there, right? And then during that time I was there, it was like New Year's or something like that, right? Because I went more than once, okay? And these girls, and I started to become cool with them, and they start taking off their tops and stuff during New Year's. I be bare-breasted, all right? Bare-breasted. But I didn't do anything inappropriate. I was just amazed, right? Because it's almost like the rules didn't even apply in these places, right? Ain't nowhere in the world I could go to a heterosexual bar or club and do anything like that, right? But they were able to do whatever they wanted to, okay? Some old dude owned the bars, so it's like he lacks all the rules. He just let them do whatever they want to. But all I saw was these studs just picking up girls, going in the back room or going home with them, and that was it. I didn't realize that they had to go through the same thing men do. I was thinking they had it easier. That's what I thought. I thought, if the girl liked the stud and the stud liked the girl, that was enough. And then they just went home with each other, right? But the way she's describing it is, she got to take them out on dates, buy flowers, whisper sweet nothings in their ear and all this other stuff, right? Basically, that's kind of the same experience men go through, okay? So I didn't realize that they had to work so hard to get a girl, but obviously they do.
At the end of the night, make sure they get home safe, getting them all of this and getting nothing in return. Like, I don't know if girls are fake gay, but they don't even want to, F back. Like, they don't even want to back. Like, what? I be trying to ask girls, like, are you gay for real? Like, are you gay? Because you act like, you know what I'm saying? It even comes.
I think the situation is they had it easy. It was easy for them to get women. Because at least back in the day, I remember studs, when they were going after women, they were getting a lot of lesbian women, right? Sometimes girls that you're supposed to consider straight, they were getting them too. But it was easy for them back then, right? But now, these women require things now, okay? They want to be treated a certain way. Their standards has risen. Okay, if you want to be like a man, if you want to approach me like a man, that means you got to give me these things that men used to give me. Because I'm assuming a lot of these women that they mess with either used to mess with men or sometimes switch, go back and forth. So they require these things too. They want these women to be able to take care of them. They want these studs to be able to spend money. They want all of these things. And notice I keep calling them women because even though they call themselves studs, they don't consider themselves actual men, okay? This is not like a transgender type situation. They just consider themselves studs because they put on that they project a masculinity. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. But they don't consider themselves men though, okay? So now these women are requiring more things than just sex, which used to be back in the day a lot easier for them to get than men were getting. So now it's like, okay, if you want to date me now, you got to pay for everything. You got to pick me up. You got to, give me flowers. You got to do all this other crazy crap, which I didn't realize they had to go through, but I guess they now. And now it sounds like, and this is my opinion now it sounds like it's becoming very inconvenient now. This I think they was thinking all I need to do is roll up on this girl, have some swagger, and just talk a good game, and then I'm taking her home. Or at least after, if not the same night, maybe a couple of nights later or something like that now. But now they got to come out the pocket now. I mean, they probably had to before, which I'm assuming. But now because we have inflation and all these other things going on, these women's standards didn't just rise with men. It's probably also rising with the studs as well. And this is becoming very inconvenient, the way it sounds, at least from this young lady.
Down to the conversation, I be carrying the conversation, asking them questions, figuring out what they like and what they don't like, and they don't ask nothing back. Like, and I asked this one girl, like, why don't you ask nothing about me? And she said, I'm just trying to see for myself. What? Like,
this don't make no sense. I'm sorry to keep stopping this day, man. This part don't make no sense. You a woman. How you not know how a woman gonna act? This is the thing I felt like studs had advantage over men. They were women too. So they knew ways of talking to a woman, how to approach her, what not to say. They should have, because they grew up women, they should have an understanding of women. But the way she's talking is as though she don't understand women, which doesn't make any sense. Since studs do consider themselves women. I even heard, and the reason why I believe this, because not only have I met studs, but also it was a comedian that her woman expected her, because she was on stage talking about her experience with women. She said that her woman was walking down the street or someplace, right? And then some guy started to, say something to her and trying to insult her or something like that, right? So she expected her stud to step in. And the joke was the stud said, look, I might project myself as a man, but I'm not a freaking man. That was the joke. And it's true. They can't take on dudes, okay? And that told me right there, they do have some type of understanding what it is to be a woman, because they were born women. So the way she's talking is if some about this surprises her. And I'm thinking more on the lines of, she knew that these women act like this, but she didn't expect them to act like this with her, if you get my drift, okay? She expected them to do this just to the men. But women needs are women needs. They need stuff now. They need diapers. They need their rent paid. They need rides. They need all this kind of stuff. And now that these studs are approaching them with sex or relationships, now they got to fit the bill. Did they always have to fit some kind of responsibility? From my understanding, yes. But now it's really becoming difficult now. Just for the average man, it's hard to even date anybody, because of inflation and these women high expectations, it's hard to even get a girlfriend now, right? And it seems that the studs are going through it. But see, where her situation is, because she is attractive, where her situation is, she is able to switch. All she got to do is switch her clothes. That's it. All she got to do is put, because I'm assuming that she still got all her women parts, okay? So she could just go back to dressing and acting like a chick at any time that she want. Now, do I think this is going to be permanent? No, I think right now she's going to go ahead and start dealing with men for now. But if things get better, God willing, if things get better, inflation and all the other situations get better, and it seemed more convenient to date these women again, I think she'll go back to women again. That's what I think. She's just trying to get through the tough times, because at the end, she probably need money too. And she's going to use whatever she need to use to get it. And she's not going to get it to women. She knows she has to go back to men to get that.
I'm paying for everything. I'm doing all the transportation. I'm initiating everything. The least you could do is a little or something, or bring me some flowers. Walk to the gas station, give me a bag of chips. I'm not asking.
Yeah, bring me some flowers. See, a man wouldn't ask for stuff like that, right? Because we have an understanding that a woman is not going to do a whole lot. If it's, when we talking about outside of sex here, okay, women is not going to do a whole lot for a man, okay? I mean, we ask them to be supportive, make us a sandwich, all this other stuff, right? take care of our children. But as far as women kind of looking out for us or paying for things and things of that sort, we don't expect a lot. But obviously, this woman expects a lot. You know what I mean? She's like, okay, why don't you give me flowers or take me out or buy me a bag of chips? I'm sure she want more than that, but you know what I mean, right? We can't make those demands. But I guess the rules don't apply to studs, but it's starting to apply to them now, the way it seems.
For a lot, but it seems like I am, because I can't get anything out these girls, and not everything is about this. But if you're not finna do this and make sure that I'm satisfied, then you have to pay for something. You're gonna have to pull up, you're gonna have to give me something, some blunts, some alcohol or something. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, you rolling up every once in a while ain't even enough no more. It's not.
Now if a man would have said that, okay, if you ain't gonna give me no sex, you're gonna have to do something for me, and gave her a list of things, that would have been sexist. That would have been big time sexist. And women would have shamed a man for saying something like that. They would say stuff like, I'm not a piece of meat. No, do you remember all those things women say to you? Because a guy feel the same way. He like take a girl out on a date and spend a ton of money. He hoping to get some sex, right? But if you even mention that, though, you're a sexist, you're a dirtbag, you're a jerk, you ain't even worth talking to because you're a man. But see, these studs, from my understanding, don't feel like that they should be following the same rules, okay? And this might not be fair. Maybe it never was that way, okay? Maybe they just want to put out this masculinity because, part reason they might like the way men move and they might have the same interests as men, like sports and things of that sort. But also they know that a lot of women that they want are attracted to masculinity. So they use it at advantage. But it doesn't eliminate the fact that they're women. It doesn't eliminate their emotions and their feelings. They may portray themselves as masculine, but I believe they still have these feminine traits that they can't get rid of because of biology. You just can't get rid of it. So when they're not getting what they want, they feel like they're in a position to demand things, okay? And if you, and I don't know how women take that. Let's just say like a woman is dating a stud, right? And then the stud like, you ain't gonna give me no sex. You need to do this, that, and the third. How does she supposed to perceive that? Because I know how she would act if a man did that, but I don't know how they would act if studs start making these type of demands. You know what I'm saying? It's a world that I just don't understand at all. Okay, but it is what it is.
Not enough. Like, I need the full experience the same way that I'm giving you. And I just feel like with a man, like, he's automatically expected to do things, put stuff in motion, pay for stuff, all of that stuff. And I know if I had a boyfriend, I would reciprocate his energy and treat him really well because I already have that in me as a masculinely presented person. And honestly, I'm not even masculine. Like, I'm kind of STEM. Like, I'm kind of STEM. I like to switch it up. Like, I like to be masc most of the time, but I will put on some lashes and a cute outfit and everything like that. So that part of me ain't feeling the not getting nothing in return.
Okay, that explains it then. All right, I don't know what a STEM is exactly, but I'm gonna make an assumption. Okay, she switches it up. It's fluid with her, okay? It depends on how she feels at the time, right? Sometimes, most of the time, probably she wants to mess with women, so she'll be masculine just for those particular situations. But then when she wants stuff, she, like, being taken out or somebody buying her things or whatever, she'll be a little bit feminine. Because a lot of studs, because I remember I at a couple of my jobs, I hung out with studs. Not hung out like on purpose. It was like a group of friends. Well, I don't even really associates. Let's just put it that way. A group of associates, right? And then there was a stud in the mix. So, we just accepted it. It wasn't one of those things where, okay, nah, you're a stud, you can't be a part of the group or anything like that. It wasn't no big deal. And I believe some of them guys were kind of tagging this stud. Okay, I don't think it was just all friendship here, okay? But then that might fit into the category of the STEM. Is that what she said, STEM, right? So they hang out with a lot of dudes a lot of the times. They probably play craps or go to sporting events, things of that sort. But then at the same time, when you drinking and both of y'all get horny, anything can happen, right? So I think that's the reason why a lot of guys hung out with studs, because once you get a stud drunk, you don't know what might happen. It might be something that maybe the girly parts of her might come out. because I have had sexual experiences with a woman that acted masculine. Now, now she didn't dress that way, but you can tell she portrayed this masculine energy type thing because she picked out women. I knew she was gay. I knew she was a lesbian, and she just dressed in a way where it was less ladylike. It was she dressed like with t-shirts and things of that sort, but it wasn't like she was really trying to be looking like a man or anything like that, right? Well, you know, I ran into her a few times at this club, and eventually one day she decided, you know, to take me home with her. And I went, you know what I'm saying? Because she was attractive, you know, even though she, you know, had short hair and all this other stuff, right? She still was attractive, okay? So it happened. This happened years ago, okay? When I was younger, my younger, wilder days. Let me just put it that way. And I enjoyed myself. It was some parts of it was weird, but overall I enjoyed it. Matter of fact, I didn't even go home with her. She paid for a hotel. Wow. Okay. I was like, great. And that told me how horny she was. Okay. First she took me somewhere to dance. And then she took me to a hotel and paid for it. So it was pretty interesting. But either way, when you're dealing with a stud, I think that it can go anywhere at some level. I think they are more interested in girls. They prefer women. But I think at some levels, they still want to portray themselves as women at some levels. What those levels are, I have no clue what it is because I'm not a stud. I don't know what that means. But like I say, that might explain the way she's talking right now, talking about going back to men again. Because obviously, she haven't stopped messing with dudes. Okay, she probably hang around dudes. Okay, and things might happen with these guys that you know she don't really talk about. You know, and I guess that's the world of a stud. You know, especially if you're an attractive stud, you can finesse both sides here if you're an attract because she looks attractive. So she probably can get man and women with not too much of a problem. But obviously, she's having some issues now because these women standards has risen, and it's not just with men; it's also with them as well.
It just got me like overwhelmed, and as a giver I need me a giver, and maybe I just haven't found her yet, but it's making me think like maybe I'm on the wrong side because at least I know with a man I'm supposed to get some type of spoiling because right now I'm not getting nothing and it's making me want to switch. So anybody that's out there, let me know if I'm tripping. Studs, am I out there? Y'all feeling like let me know if I'm tripping, bro.
All right. Okay. Now, like I say, I'm not too familiar with the LGBTQ community. I don't know the insides. I don't know the names. There's so much stuff I don't know about. I'm not an expert. Don't know. I've run across only a few studs in my day. I ran across a lot of lesbians. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I went to a lesbian club before and I hung out, and I had situations with them in some cases. I mean, it's a very interesting experience, if I can say the least, right? Because most of the time when you meet lesbians and they decide to be your acquaintance or friend, and they know you like a man and that you have urges and things of that sort, a lot of the times, at least in my experience, they will let you know, look, I'm into women. I only like women. That's it. Okay? They'll let you know from the jump. Okay? But then they'll still be cool with you, which I didn't have a problem with. I wasn't mad about it, right? You know, I was just hanging out. You know, I like going places to hang out. You know, I don't have high expectations anywhere I go. Whether it's a lesbian bar or whether it's just a heterosexual bar, really. I just go out there, enjoy myself, and have fun. Now, if something happens during that time, great. If not, it just doesn't, okay? But there's situations where things did happen, and I did have this experience. Now, some people might say, okay, maybe these women were bisexual or whatever, right? Okay, that could be an argument, but when I met them, they claimed that they were just only into women, okay? So I don't know if I was some kind of last-ditch effort to have an enjoyable night or what, man, but things happen, all right? Let me just put it that way. Things happen. And I had a couple of experiences with studs, okay? These were very beautiful, very beautiful women, okay? And they pursued other women. I ran into them at this bar too, because you see a lot of studs at these places. But I only got to know two of them, and one of them I did, whatever. Okay, it is what it is. All right, I had experiences, nothing deep, nothing, it meant nothing to them. Okay, it was just an experience. All right, maybe they was feeling a certain type of way, maybe they missed a certain thing about messing with a dude. I don't know what it was, but it just happened. Things happen. So I can't make an argument whether these women were bisexual, experimenting, or whatever the situation is. My experience is my experience. It just happened. Okay, so you can call it what you want. It is what it is. All right, but see, with these situations, I don't know if studs consider themselves gay. I'm sure they consider themselves part of the LGBT community, but I'm not exactly sure if they look at it in a way where they feel like that they're not women, or if just like this woman, she feel like she can just convert back to dating men again. She didn't say anything about she's attracted to man. She's just talking about she's thinking about going back. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. You know what I mean? Is she bi? Can you consider her bi? It's like I said, it's a lot of stuff there that I just don't understand. But what I do understand is that studs are in their circumstances, they are able to switch back whenever they want, at will. Okay, today she dressing like a stud, but she also claims she wearing makeup and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's to attract women more than it does to attract men, because a lot of studs, from my memory, hung out with a lot of men. I ain't saying they were having sex or anything like that. I just say they hung out with a lot of men. Now, sex could be occurring behind the scenes, but I never, inquired about it. I never asked. Okay, so I didn't care. You know what I mean? It was just, we were a group of people. We just hanging out, whatever. A stud there, who cares, right? If the stud was hot enough, then I might have acquired about it, but I wouldn't have no expectations. Let me just put it that way. But that, like I said, that was back when I was young and just running around doing stupid stuff, doing all kind of crazy stuff. I didn't care, you know what I mean? But anyway, she has the option to go back to men whenever she wants to. And that's what I'm saying, because these days people are really up on you calling them a certain thing. Like some women, even when they straight, they want to be called her, she, or fluid, or non-binary, or transgender, or whatever situations. When you start labeling people outside of what they think they are, then they get very offended by that. And I never heard a stud call themselves a man. Like I said, it was a joke by this comedian when this comedian was a stud talking about her experiences dating women. This woman expected her to fight for her when this guy was harassing her. And she was like, baby, I dress like a stud, but I'm not a man. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of opened up the world what people might have not understood the situation with studs. I don't know if this woman was confused. Like I said, I don't know what to call them. You know what I mean? I'm assuming they women. They just act masculine. That's it. I never heard a stud call themselves a man. Never heard it. And the fact that she's talking about going back to men, and the fact that she still wear makeup and things like that. Like I say, man, you can really, if you dig deep and go down this rabbit hole, you can really get yourself in a mess. Because it's a lot I don't understand. And it's probably not even necessary for me to understand because I don't live that experience. But I never heard a stud call themselves a man. Yes, they act masculine, they dress masculine, they even sometimes talk masculine, but I never heard them define themselves as men. I think they still consider themselves as lesbians, but they just need a word to define exactly the difference between a feminine lesbian and a masculine lesbian. I guess the word stud was the word they wanted to use to describe them. I think it might be even a jail term. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, this young lady had the opportunity to switch back. She knows it. She probably lived her beginning life as a female, dressing like a girl or whatever situation is, dealing with men. But then maybe at some point she started to realize she was attracted to women, decided to pursue that, and then change it. I literally, and this actually happened. This happened at this lesbian bar. I met this woman. She was dating studs, but she was very, very feminine. Very feminine. Okay, she dressed in dresses and things of that sort. I remember this very cute girl. Then one day, I guess she got into a fight or argument with the last stud she was with. The next time I saw her, she was dressing like a stud. So I guess the stages of this, I'm assuming, the case. But she was dressing like a stud at that point. I was very surprised, She cut her hair and all this kind of stuff. So, like I say, I don't understand their experiences, not trying to really. The point of this video is that, and I think it just opened up a new world of what you expect from the gay community, because I'm sure so many things straight people just don't understand about them. I mean, even when you friends, sometimes it can be offensive to ask certain questions. It's sort of like when white people ask black people about their hair or something, right? Like, okay, some people might not care, some people might get offended. It is what it is. So, even when you got gay friends, there may be certain things that you feel like maybe taboo to ask questions or whatever. But then they might volunteer certain things to you. It depends on the relationship that you have. But either case, like I said, I'm not a part of that world, so I have no clue. But I do know this. She can switch up anytime she feels like it. And men can't. But all the things men said about women, about the experiences men are having with women these days, because of their high expectations and they want to live these certain lifestyles, they want you to pay for everything, but then they don't reciprocate. It ain't just us saying it now. It's also these studs saying it as well. So you call us a liar all you want. So are you going to call her a liar too? And again, I'm going to repeat this. Calling her because one, she haven't said she was anything else. And two, I never heard a stud say that they were a man. They just say they were masculine. That's it. That's all I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to correct me in the comment section, you can. But this is based off of ignorance. I don't know if they can. I don't believe they consider themselves as men. Okay. But they're saying now that women act this way nowadays. Okay, so like I said, you can call us crazy, you can say all kind of stuff about us. We don't know what we're talking about. But then what's her excuse? What you gonna say about her? And I'm sure somebody gonna go after her in the comment section. I'm sure, because that's how YouTube is. That's how social media is, right? If you say something that people don't like, a lot of the time they get snarky and mean, and they'll say things. They don't care about why you did something, or possibly might be some type of explanation or something like that, right? They just want to make their comment and then just move on to the next. Okay, it is what it is. But like I said, this is very interesting. I find this very fascinating, and it opened up a door to more about what goes on with studs. Okay, because I truly didn't believe that they had to put up with the same stuff we had to put up with. You know what I mean? But it sounds like I was completely wrong on that. All right, but that's all I got to say. I really appreciate all of you coming by. I'm going to leave the link below. That way you can hear the gentleman talk about this and give his commentary about it. And I always want to give credit to, because I literally took some of his material and used it. So I just want to give him credit, and y'all can follow him and listen to this video on your own. Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks again. This is T, and peace.